This link is going to be in the description, and we're going to go all the way down here, and first of all run these two commands and press enter. I have these dependencies pre-installed, so it's going to be pretty quick for me. Skip this optional command and go down to the GitHub repo and pretty much clone it. So I already cloned it, so I can just cd this Proxmark3 folder and go down to the compilation instructions and make sure that you run this compilation process. It's going to be pretty quick, just in a matter of seconds. And the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to use this ./pm3 command. And I'm going to paste it just right in here, write double hyphen and say list. And as you can see, there's no port found. This is the reason why I have this Google Meet set up. As you can see, I have this Proxmark3 here. I'll just show you pretty quickly what it looks like. So this is the front and this is the side. We have one port on the side, don't have any port on the other side, and we have one port in the front of it, this is just the back of it. So I'm going to connect it to the port on the side, just slightly and gently insert it in there, and make sure that you have USB adapter or you know how to connect it to your MacBook. So in my case, as you can see, it's flickering a little bit. In my MacBook, I have M1 Max chip, and so just the heads up on that. So we're gonna run list again, and as you can see, I have this port right now here. So let's go back to the documentation here, and we want to run the following command next, and this is this command. Let's actually say / and press enter. This is going to type the Iceman logo, and you are, well, you probably should run this command just in case, so that you don't run into any errors later on. And the next command we're going to use is this client Proxmark3 command, just / again, press enter, and copy this port here, paste in here, and press enter, and we're inside this PM3 CLI now. So I'm going to switch back to the video here, and this is a working HID chip, which is pretty much opening my apartment every time, and so I'm going to place it in the center here, and what I'm going to say is low frequency search. And when I search it, I get this result. This is pretty much all the information about it, and I'm particularly I'm interested in this raw here. And so in order for me to copy this on a blank HID, or well, on the blank chipset, I will just place this blank chipset on this Proxmark3 machine, right? And it's going to use magnetic induction to pretty much encode it, right? And so I'm going to use again low frequency HID clone, and I'm going to pass the parameter, which is going to be a raw, and we are going to pass it right from here. I'm going to press enter, and as you can see, in less than a second, it was actually copied on this chipset. And so if I now go and say LF search, you may see that now it actually displays a correct information. Now, what I want to do, the last thing that I want to do is to use this low frequency T55XX chipset. It's pretty much the model of the chipset, and I want to, well, first of all, let's see the information about it, but what you can actually do as well is you can wipe it, and all the information about it will be erased. And as you can see, it's erased. Now let's do this process again so that we kind of understand more what's going on. So I'm going to get this HID back here, although I already have the raw that I need to use to copy it. Just make sure that you understand everything. So let's again call low frequency, and let's again do the search. We are interested in this row, so I place it aside and I put this empty one right here. I make sure that, well, how do I make sure that it's actually empty? So I run this LF search as well, and you will see that it's actually empty, and all it shows you is that chipset detection was T55XX, and that's about it. And we can't get any information on that because it's just empty. So as you can see, if I look for info, it just doesn't show me anything. And so let's actually go ahead and low frequency HID clone. So let's clone it once again. We're going to pass raw parameter, and I'm going to copy it from here, press enter, and as you can see, it was done. So now if I do LFT55XX information, I get all the information about this chipset. So it's pretty much about it. And well, yeah, if you run LF search, you also get information, very useful information. You also get this right here. That's about it. If you want to support this channel, you can go to this book. Particularly on this website, and this will be the best support that you can offer. Literally just contents, and if you do read it, I appreciate it. But if you don't, yeah, as I said, if you want to support this video. I hope it was helpful, and you have a great day.